Joining me today on a rare appearance at Shobnall track. So for my session today, I'm this way on, and rather than the usual fight across the notorious Burton traffic and sitting in that, I've decided to bring my kit with me and get my session done at the track for the first track session, I think in 2026 for me. So really looking forward to getting into the session. So what's on the menu today is 4 lots of 800s and 4 lots of 400s, so nice simple session. In terms of recoveries, I'm going to take somewhere between 60 seconds and 90 seconds recovery after each one, so I'm not going to be too strict on this. Whilst I'm coming back, only my second session really I've done, so the focus is on running well, running good quality within the rep, and I want to be running with good form so that I'm looking after my hip. So that's why I'm not too fussed about if I do have a bit longer rest. Obviously when I get to a bit deeper into training, if I'm trying to push those performance goals, rest is a key part of the session, and if you're having 30 seconds rest or 90 seconds rest, it's going to make a huge difference on the training effect of that session. So for context, the first session that I did last week was a 6x3 minute session, so I was getting roughly just under 800 meters in those 3 minutes. But whilst I'm at the track, it's a good opportunity to do the accurate markings on the track and see how I go over an actual 400 meter lap. The conditions today, it is midday, it is a bit cooler than it has been recently, so we're probably talking about low 20s, maybe not even 20 degrees, and it is well known for being quite open here and usually a bit of a breeze, but this morning there doesn't really feel like there's too much of a breeze, so should be a good little session. I'm just going to do a 1 mile warm up, probably a little bit on the light side, but I feel that I'll be sufficiently warm and ready to start something a bit more dynamic in terms of a few drills, a few strides, and then get straight into the session. It's not a huge session today, but it'd be nice to see those markers, what I can hold for the 800 meters, and then dropping down onto the 4s. And there's my warm-up routine. So we start off with some hamstring sweeps. I always do this first thing in the warm-up. We then move on to some hip mobility, so particularly important at the moment with my hip injury I've had. Some hip openers on the way out, and then I couple these with hip closers on the way back. So just imagine you're stepping over a gate there. Then do a little bit of ankling, so this is getting used to that ground contact. And some straight-legged running, it's a good one to warm everything down the backs of your legs up. A little bit of hop and stick here, so more of a plyometric exercise than a warm-up, but sometimes I'll throw it in the warm-up. Really good at putting that force through your leg. Some A skips, standard A skips there. Again, same thing on the way back. And then some B skips, so these are a little bit more clunky than the A skip for me. It's a bit more of a complex motion, but again, a really good one to add into your warm-up. And then to finish the warm-up, opposite arm to knee. I've opted for the Adidas Pro 3s for this session, so these are my current race pair, but having not raced at the moment, thought I'd give them a spin out on the track. At the end of the exercises, I'll go into some strides, so some strides out one way, a bit of a breather, and then some strides coming back the other way, and we're ready to go. Time for a few post-session thoughts. So I'm here on Sunday, a couple of days out from that session, heading onto the Monsell Trail for a long, easy run. So less about that, more about the session. It was a particularly pleasing session that I did 4x800s and 4x400s. Quite small in volume, but one that was able to hit decent paces on the 800s. So pace-wise, that was looking around the 6:10, 6:15 per mile pace, which not lightning quick, but it was in line with what I'd done the 6x3 minutes at previously. And the element that was pleasing was the 4x400, so with not having many reps here, I was able to push down the paces a little bit more than I did on the 400. So I was running about 85 seconds for the first two, around about 82 for the next one, the third one, and then got down under 80 seconds, which was really good for that last and final fourth rep. The more important part really is what that means for my training going forwards, and what I'm going to get is the consistency from this. So if I can put weeks together where I'm doing one session in the week and a decent amount of mileage, and start building that up gradually without any sort of recurrence on the hip, I think that that's going to be the approach going forward, and I'm going to benefit from that. So it doesn't really matter what I'm doing in the one individual session, but if I can string those together for a period of say a month, feel that it's going to benefit my running, and more so than just for single session. So it really is a case of just being patient, listening to my body. If I do feel like I've overdone it slightly, just pulling back and resting a little bit more. Just managing the hip really is the main focus, to get back, get fit and enjoy the running over winter. It was a great run from the boys, Robbie and Dean, doing their 18 miler at about my marathon pace this morning. So it's a real motivation for me to get out and join the Blackford Beak training camp, to get running with these guys and get back in that running fitness. Thanks for watching this week's video. I'll see you in the next one.